Hello, my loves. I freaking miss you guys. Mwah, mwah. Hope you're feeling well. I hope you're doing safe. I hope you're feeling amazing. As you can read in this title, yes, bitch, I fucking quit my job very impulsively. And here's the thing. Here's the tea. Because here's the tea, bitch. Actually, before we get into the tea, because I see y'all be looking at my videos, girlies, where's the subscribe button? You know you can see it, bitch. You better hit it, because you know I'm sensitive and I'll start crying if you don't. But if you're like, hey, girly, I don't want to fucking hit the subscribe button, that's fine too, bitch. I respect you as well. But I would prefer, I would appreciate, you know, if you hit the subscribe button to keep updated on my crazy ass little life. But anyways, yes, girly, I quit my job impulsively. Too long didn't read version, I'm a princess, and I realized I don't want to fucking deal with all that bullshit. And I'm too nice for that. I'm too kind for that. Like, bitch. Like, it was just too much negative energy. And I can't deal with a toxic work environment. So, bitch, if you're in that same position, I'm gonna give you tips. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit of what I did to kind of basically leave that job and said, fuck it. So, when I was working at the job, it actually started pretty well. It started pretty cool. I wasn't making like a lot of money to live off of, but I was basically making enough money to basically scrap by. Even when I was hired on, I only made 50 cents more than that. So I still was scrapping by, bitch. But I kept saying, you know, it's worth it because the insurance. Like, I just kept saying, like, basically I kept saying, oh yeah, it's worth it because the insurance and the 401k. So this is a really good deal. Plus, I don't have to really work in my hometown, because where my hometown live, there are people who I don't want to be associated with. So I was like, yeah, girly, this basically is a good place for me to work. But when I did start working there, it was actually a very positive environment. And for me, bitch, that's where I thrive at. I thrive at fucking being a positive ass bitch. If you're gonna be a no Nancy, negative ass hoe, I don't want to talk to you. Like, leave, girly. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bitch, goodbye. But anyways, but it started off really good. And I really loved the job. And I end up, basically, long story short, training damn near 75% of that people that were literally at my job. And I just like slowly rising to the top slowly. But then it got to the point where I started peeping stuff. Like, for instance, like my upper boss, he was very toxic and he drove away a lot of supervisors. To a point where they're just like, you know, I'm just gonna quit because of how toxic he became. So that in certain ways prevented me from basically graduating up towards the company more, because I realized that, like, if I was to do that, he would become toxic and aggressive at me, and I didn't want to deal with that. So I kind of was just like, yeah, I would just stay at my normal position, just stay a regular worker. And I know I could have made like at least $1 more, but still at the end of the day, bitch, I just feel like it wasn't worth it. I don't know. It was just like, I feel like God really just be nudging me sometimes and be like, yeah, girly, it's not worth it. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, it's not worth it, bitch. So I'm like, okay. But anyways, so it got to the point where I was just like, girl, yeah, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. And the 401k, the healthcare, bitch, any job can offer you that. That's the thing. Like, I noticed that every time when I work at a job, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a pretty hard worker. But sometimes I get into this mindset of treating a job like a career. And then I realize, no, they're treating me like not even as a valued employee, they're just treating me as a job. So it's like, when I come into a job, bitch, this is just for anybody, girly, or even for you, bitch. I would recommend that you do not stop treating a job like it's a career, unless it's something that you genuinely want to elevate in and make it a career. But if it's just a regular job and you're giving them like, they're mistreating you really bad, or they're creating a toxic environment for you, or they're keeping you or holding you back from basically gradually moving up to the company, girly, leave, just leave. I'm sorry, just fucking leave. Or come up with a really good like exit plan to fucking bounce, bitch. Because at the end of the day, like, you have to understand, girly, you are worth way much more than the pay that they're giving you. They're scraps, basically. and you determine what is scraps to you, bitch. But just know that you can always elevate and then do more. Like, you don't have to sit there and take the abuse and take the yelling and take the toxicity and just, you shouldn't have to always have to protect your energy, like always when you're at work. I mean, yes, it's mindful to do that, but you shouldn't always have to be on alert, right? And you shouldn't have a boss that's always trying to like manipulate you or gaslight you or yell at you, and everyone around him is just like, everyone around you are just watching that happen to you, and you're sitting there crying and like trying to hold in tears while also trying to help other people. Like, that's not, oops, excuse my burp, that's just not worth it. And so I got to the point where I was not with that last segment, bitch. I was not dealing with that anyways, because if a bitch make me cry, I'm walking out the fucking door. But anyways, well, basically what I'm saying is, love, like, you deserve way much more better than what a job typically is offering you. I recommend, bitch, I always recommend this. I know you're like, girly, the thing is, I'm an entrepreneur at heart, right? I like to make my own fucking money, and I've always been that way. Well, not really, bitch. I kind of grew into it because I realized that jobs are just not for me. I don't really oh my god, bitch, what the fuck? Anyways, sorry. Like, I just feel like jobs are like jobs are meant for you to gain a skill, and then once you get that fucking skill, bitch, leave. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Unless you truly want to grow in that company and you're like, hey, I want to build I want to build myself up. I want to become more career driven into this company. I see myself in this company. If that's your vision, good, you know, continue doing that. But if that's not your fucking vision, bitch, don't put so much hard effort and work into just a job. I'm sorry. And like, it's just a matter of how, like, what is your perspective when it comes to jobs and careers, or what you deem as worthy to become a career. And just understand that a job needs you before you need them, right? So when you're stuck in that constant loop of basically being mistreated over and over and over again, right? You have to understand that you bring more worth and value to the company than they bring to you. That company literally, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, girl, that company is still gonna operate with you if you're there or you're not. And that's the truth. And I feel like there's some type of like pleasure and happiness knowing that, because it's like, it doesn't matter what decision you make or I make, at the end of the day, like, it's still gonna happen. Like, that job's still gonna continue doing what it's supposed to do or whatever. But at the end of the day, you still have a choice of whether you want to have that responsibility of doing that job or not. And I feel like that having that choice in mind is very powerful. And I know of some people that get so stuck in being in abusive and toxic workplaces, and they feel like they're stuck. But at the end of the day, girlie, you have to understand, like, with your perspective, with your power, and do not fucking forget this, with your power of perspective and understanding, you only know what's best for you. And you can only create a vision that you want to create. So if it's to the point where this job is not serving you, then you have that choice to leave. You do not have to stay. You do not have to stay. You do not have to stay. Do not continuously put up with bullshit, abuse, screaming, toxicity, I can't even, you know what I'm trying to say, toxicity, or just harmfulness towards your emotional being, because or physically, sometimes not physically, but emotionally, spiritually, all that. Do not put up with that shit, because at the end of the day, you have to understand that when you leave and you bring that shit home, you're bringing all that sadness and depression to your environment. And your environment, it's supposed to be like your safety. It's supposed to be somewhere you're supposed to genuinely feel happy in. So when you're constantly bringing that shit home, that creates unnecessary stress and anxiety, and it's just too much, babe. Like, as I said, release it and let it go. Release and let it go. That's a main good practice you're gonna have to understand in life, is that choose your battles very wisely. You don't have to fight every single fucking battle that comes your way. For instance, for me, I chose my battle. I said, you know what? I would rather take a gamble at getting a job that pays me more and having a job that respects me than me being paid low and me doing so much labor to the point where it starts breaking my body. And it's not paying me well to do that, you know? And you have to understand, my love, like jobs are meant to be temporary. If you decide that you want a career in that job, it will become a career. But for the most part, it's just a job. And it sucks, but it's true. It's just a job. You are there to put in your 8 hours, put in your 12 hours, put in your how many hours, 3, 4, 5 hours, and then you're just meant to bounce, and that's it. Your brain is supposed to cut off thinking about job, thinking about work when you leave that fucking door. When you continuously bring that shit home, as I said, it affects your energy so bad, and it's just not fucking good. Because at the end of the day, girly, you're a princess. What are you stressing about? You're not meant to stress. And I feel like, I don't know. And I just feel like life just gives me so many opportunities, and not just me, but also you as well. Like life gives us so many opportunities of choice, and it really depends on how you react to it, you know? And so in this reality, I encourage you to choose what's best for you. And if a job or a career is not working out for you, pivot and change directions and just leave. Leave. And I know people are, girl, that is kind of controversial because people sometimes make excuses for staying at a toxic job. I used to just, like how I just said, how I was like, oh yeah, I was staying there for the insurance and for the 401k. Bitch, every fucking job has a 401k and a health insurance. So it's like, yeah. Whatever excuse you make for yourself, just remember at the end of the day, bitch, you always have a choice and an option for more. So always grab for more. And of course, my love, always make sure that if you do grab more, it's not a stress on your brain. I don't want those extra cortisol levels should be relaxed and balanced. We should only focus on stress that's healthy stress that motivates us to do better, not stress that literally kills us and then makes us like feel depressed and come home. Like, no. We want really good stress that's positive and that's motivational as fuck to basically allow us to continue being princesses at the end of the day. So but yeah, so I'm gonna just tell you the tea on how my boss called me. But yeah, so she was like, hello, Naomi. And I was like, who's this? And she was like, oh, I noticed that you haven't been coming to work. It's been 2 days. And I was like, yeah. I said, yeah, I quit. And she was like, oh, okay. Is there a reason why? And I was like, yeah, it's because the environment no longer served me and it became very aggressive and toxic. And she was like, oh, okay. And then she hung up the phone. So it's like, you know, as I said, the world keeps going, bitch. The world will keep going if you are there at that job or are you not. But just understand, love, that, you know, take it with ease. You know, continue to strive. Continue to be a bad bitch that you are, period. But honestly, I love you, my love. Don't forget to subscribe because I know you'll be watching my videos. And I shall see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye.